Saying that money buys happiness sounds a little bit avaricious, but according to a new study, money does indeed buy happiness. And so in today's video, I want to break down the key findings from that study and give you my take on the correlation between having money and being happy. Hello guys, Brad here from The Guided Investor and welcome back to the channel for another video. Now, if you're new to the channel, then welcome and consider hitting that subscribe button because I post videos aimed at Aussies about how you can do more with your money. And today we are talking about the correlation between money and happiness. To date, there has been two trains of thought between the relationship between money and happiness. The first study, published in 2010 by Daniel Kahneman and Angus Deaton, entitled High Income Improves Evaluation of Life, but Not Emotional Well-Being, concluded that emotional well-being also rises with income, but there is no further progress beyond an annual income of approximately $75,000. And this seems to make sense, right? Because if you can't meet your basic living expenses plus have a little bit of money left over for a few of life's luxuries, then life can be pretty miserable. But too much of a good thing is not always the best. So for instance, you have a piece of cake and that first piece of cake is amazing, but then if you continue to have more and more and you eat the whole damn cake, then you're probably gonna feel pretty bad afterwards. So Kahneman and Deaton concluded that at $75,000, now that is US dollars and it's back in 2010, that is the average level of income where earning more money is going to lead to more happiness, but anything above that level and you're going to start getting diminishing returns in terms of the level of enjoyment that comes from earning more money. Then in 2020, Matthew Killingsworth brought out a contradictory study entitled Experienced Wellbeing Rises with Income, even above $75,000 per year. Killingsworth concluded that there was no evidence of an income threshold at which experienced and evaluative well-being diverged, suggesting that higher incomes are associated with both feeling better day to day and being more satisfied with life overall. So now the battle is on. Who is right? Because both studies were backed by a good amount of research and both had solid conclusions based on that research. To settle the debate, a new article has been published in late 2022 entitled Income and Emotional Wellbeing, a Conflict Resolved. When developing this new study, Kahneman and Killingsworth got together to duke it out, with Barbara Mellers acting as the arbiter. And now arbiter is basically a fancy way of saying she was the referee. The latest findings from this study were quite interesting, and it turns out, well, they were both right, but they were measuring different things. Now that sounds confusing, but let me explain. It was determined that the original study by Kahneman and Deaton would have reached the correct conclusion if they'd described their results in terms of unhappiness rather than happiness. Or in other words, if you are an unhappy person to begin with, then earning more money is going to help up to a certain point. Beyond that point, you're going to start getting diminishing returns. As the study says, this income threshold may represent the point beyond which miseries that remain are not alleviated by high incomes. Heartbreak, bereavement, and clinical depression may be examples of such miseries. But it turns out if you're already a happy person, then earning more money is gonna help make you happier and give you more enjoyment. And the results of this new study have been summarized really nicely for us in this little graph. The percentile refers to how happy the person is. So as you can see, if you are miserable in the lowest 15 percentile, then up to around 100,000 in US dollars in today's dollars will make you more happy. Beyond that, you get diminishing returns, which is why you see the line taper off. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're already a happy person in the top 85th percentile, then earning more will continue to make you progressively happier. Now, it's important to note that the study reveals the relationship is weak, even though it is statistically robust. So for instance, the effect of an approximately fourfold difference in income is about equal to the effect of being a caregiver, twice as large as the effect of being married, about equal to the effect of a weekend, and less than a third as large as the effect of a headache. So what's my take on all of this? Well, obviously I have devoted a large part of my life and my whole career in order to be able to educate people on how to build their wealth. And along this journey, I have seen people in both camps. I have seen poor people and I have seen rich people. And I must admit that I would much rather sit in the rich camp. Being poor comes with a lot of stresses and anxieties. The fear of not knowing how you're going to meet your next bill, particularly if you have financial dependents like young children, that's going to lead to a lot of sleepless nights. So at the very minimum, anxiety helps to release some of these stresses. But on top of that, money gives you more opportunities in life, and that is where the real power of it lies. Now, I'm not talking about the opportunity to buy designer clothes or fancy cars. That's all surface level type stuff that might bring some short-term enjoyment, but it's not going to bring true meaningful happiness. What I'm talking about is using money to achieve those things that really matter to you in life. So for instance, if you want to spend more time with family and hang out with the kids more, well then having money is going to mean you have to work less, so you've got more free time to do that. If you want to be fit and healthy, because without our health we don't really have anything, well, money is going to allow you to buy the best food, get supplements and nutrition, get gym memberships and things like that. Money is the enabler. Money also gives you the opportunity to have more life experiences like travel, and it's been shown in a study called Spending on Doing promotes more moment-to-moment happiness than spending on having, which concludes that experiences are more meaningful than possessions. So in summary, money is a magnifier and it's an enabler. It's gonna give you more opportunities in life, and if you're the type of person that's ambitious and it's gonna seize those opportunities, then it's gonna lead to more happiness. But on the other hand, if you don't have any purpose in life, you don't have any drive, and you're not gonna seize those opportunities, well then money can help eliminate some of those short-term stresses and anxieties, but it's not gonna do that much beyond that. But that's it for me today, guys. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think? Does money buy happiness? And if you did like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.